Okay, so let's get right into it. Right at the heart of Amsterdam, the massive building that dominates Dam Square, it's an icon. But what you think it is, and what it actually is, well, that's where the story gets really, really interesting.
So on paper, this is the Royal Palace of Amsterdam. It's the official stage for the Dutch monarchy, where King Willem-Alexander hosts world leaders and throws these huge state banquets. It absolutely looks the part of a historic, grand royal institution.
But here's the thing. If you talk to someone who actually lives in Amsterdam, you're probably going to hear something more like this. This quote from a Reddit user just hits the nail on the head. For a lot of locals, it just doesn't feel like a real royal palace.
So, what's going on here? We have an official royal palace that doesn't really feel royal to the people living next door. And that sets up the big question we're going to tackle. What if this building's entire history is built on one fascinating, and sometimes disturbing, contradiction after another?
To really get to the bottom of this, we have to go way back. I mean, forget about the kings and the fancy ceremonies for a minute, because this palace, it wasn't built for a monarch. It was built to celebrate a completely different kind of power.
Originally, it was called the Stadhuis, which just means town hall. Think about that. It was dreamed up during the Dutch Golden Age, a time when Amsterdam was pretty much the wealthiest, most powerful trading city on the entire planet. This building was meant to scream that power to the world. Not the power of a king, but the power of merchants and a republic.
And get this, the sheer scale of the project was just mind-blowing. Amsterdam is famously built on soft, marshy soil. So to support this absolute monster of a building, they had to drive this many 13,659 giant wooden poles deep into the mud. Just incredible.
I mean, it was so ridiculously huge and over the top that people started calling it the eighth wonder of the world before it was even finished. At the time, this was one of the largest administrative buildings in all of Europe.
Okay, so this timeline is where it all clicks into place. The first stone gets laid in 1648. It opens in 1655 as the powerful heart of Amsterdam's government. And for over 150 years, that's exactly what it was, until 1808. That's when Napoleon's brother, Louis Bonaparte, is made King of Holland and basically says, you know what, I'll take that for my palace. Just like that, a symbol of Republican power gets co-opted by a monarchy.
But to truly grasp the ambition of the people who built this, we need to step inside. We're going into its most symbolic room, the Citizens' Hall, or the Burgerzaal.
Now, this was not just some big, fancy room. The architect, Jacob van Campen, had this wild vision for it. He designed the entire hall to be a miniature universe, a microcosm of the whole world, with Amsterdam sitting right at the very center.
And you can see that ambition literally laid out at your feet. The floor is covered in these enormous marble maps of the Eastern and Western hemispheres. Imagine being a merchant in the 1600s walking through this hall. You are physically walking all over the world you intended to dominate with your trade. The symbolism is not subtle.
And if that wasn't enough, enthroned right above the entrance is a statue of the Maid of Amsterdam. The message couldn't have been any clearer, or frankly more arrogant. Amsterdam is the center of the universe, and the entire world is spread out at its feet.
But all that power, all that wealth that allowed Amsterdam to see itself as the center of the universe, it came at a horrific price. And this is where the building's triumphant story takes a much, much darker turn, one that's been hiding in plain sight all along.
You see, the whole building was supposed to be a showcase of high-minded ideals. Its sculptures and paintings were all meant to celebrate virtues like peace, freedom, and justice, all the things the new Dutch Republic prided itself on.
But then, all you have to do is look up at the carvings on the outside of the building, and those ideals just shatter. This sculpture explicitly shows enslaved people from Africa and the Americas carrying the very goods that were making Amsterdam rich. The building itself admits that the city's freedom was built on their backs.
And once you know what to look for, you start seeing the evidence woven into the very fabric of the building. The element of fire is shown as a black woman, directly linking Africa to commerce. The marble decorations are carved with cowrie shells, a currency used to buy human beings. And maybe most damning of all, in 1683, right here, in this building, the Sociëteit van Suriname was founded, which made human trafficking an official administrative business of the city of Amsterdam.
The director of the Royal Collections really sums up this profound contradiction. He says, there is a clear double standard here, and it is difficult to understand how the brilliant minds who brought about this eighth wonder of the world were able to turn a blind eye to the fact that their grand ideals were being funded by violating those very same principles.
So where does that leave us today? What exactly is this building? Well, it's not just one thing. It's a monument that embodies a whole series of powerful, overlapping contradictions.
On the surface, sure, it's a functioning palace. It's the official stage for the Dutch royal house, a place of modern statecraft where they roll out the red carpet for world leaders.
But peel back that one layer, and you find a tale of two completely different buildings. It was born as a town hall, for the people, and it was turned into a royal palace, for a king.
This is also a tale of two different kinds of power. It was built as the ultimate symbol of merchant ambition and global trade. Now it's used as a stage for royal ceremony.
And this is the most crucial contradiction of all. It's a tale of two ideals. It was constructed as a monument to freedom, but today, its very stones serve as a chilling reminder of the exploitation that paid for it all. So the Royal Palace of Amsterdam is a town hall and a palace, a monument to liberty and a ledger of exploitation, all at once. It's a story of contradictions carved in stone, and it leaves us with a question to ask about our own landmarks. What stories do our grandest buildings hide in plain sight?